Hello everyone, today we will have another topic to discuss, which is all about the inductive and deductive reasoning, wherein we need to learn these two types of reasoning for us to solve problems either in real life scenarios or mathematics problems. But before that, let me share with you a short clip from the movie Die Hard with a Vengeance in 1995, starring Bruce Willis and Samuel Jackson.
Had a bomb?
Yeah, just go ahead and grab it.
Oh, you're the cop.
Man, Simon said you're supposed to be helping with this.
I'm helping.
But when are you gonna start helping?
After you get the bomb.
Careful. Being careful.
Don't open it.
What? I gotta open it. It's gonna be all right.
Shit! I told you not to open it.
I trust you see the message. It has a proximity circuit, so please don't run.
Yeah, I got it. We're not gonna run. How we turn this thing off?
On the fountain there should be 2 jugs. Do you see them? A 5-gallon and a 3-gallon. Fill one of the jugs with exactly 4 gallons of water and place it on the scale, and the timer will stop. You must be precise. 1 ounce or more or less will result in detonation. If you're still alive in 5 minutes, we'll speak
Wait
again.
a sec! I don't get it. You get it?
No.
Get the jugs. Obviously, we can't fill the 3-gallon jug with 4 gallons of water, right?
Obviously.
All right, I know. There we go. We fill the 3-gallon jug exactly to the top, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, now, we pour that 3 gallons into the 5-gallon jug, giving us exactly 3 gallons in the 5-gallon jug, right?
Right.
Okay.
Then what?
Now, take the 3-gallon jug, we fill that a third of the way
no,
up.
No, he said be precise. Exactly 4 gallons.
Shit! We got less than a minute. Throw this thing away.
Look, we can't take it off of it. It'll detonate. Just wait a second. I got it. Exactly 2 gallons in here, right?
Right.
Leaving exactly 1 gallon of empty space, right?
Yeah.
A full 5 gallons here, right?
Right.
You pour 1 gallon out of 5 gallons into there, we have exactly 4 gallons in there.
Yes.
Pour it in there, come on. Come on. Don't spill it. Good. Exactly 4 gallons.
You did it, McLean.
Put it on the thing, get it down there.
Okay, let's have a simple discussion about the short clip from the movie Die Hard. So, from that short clip, McClane and Carver, which is portrayed by Willis and Jackson respectively, were caught in a breathtaking scenario, okay, where they needed to keep a bomb from exploding. And the only way to prevent the explosion is to put exactly 4 gallons of water on a scale. Okay, so yun yung problem. Which is na-solve naman yung problem. I think may clip doon na tinanggal. So let me explain how they come up with the solution about the problem. So ang ginawa nila is that pinuno nila ng tubig yung 5 gallons, yung 5 gallon. Then, si 3 gallons empty siya. Tapos, transfer nila yung tubig from 5 gallons to 3 gallons. So, pinuno nila si 3 gallons, tapos si 5 gallons, na dating puno na transfer yung ibang tubig kay 3 gallons. Therefore, si 3 gallons ay puno, tapos may naiwan kay 5. So, 5 minus 3 is 2. So, may 2 gallons of water na naiwan kay 5 gallons. And then, tinapon nila yung tubig na nilagay nila sa 3 gallons. Then, they transfer the water sa 5 gallons to 3 gallons ulit. So, empty na si 5 gallons. Tapos, si 3 gallons is may 2 gallons of water siya. Then, pinuno ulit nila si 5 gallons ng tubig. Tapos, dinagdagan nila si 3 gallons ng water. Which is, napuno si 3 gallons ng water, tapos si 5 gallons ay 4 gallons lang ng water yung nasa kanya. Kasi pinuno si 3 gallons na 2 gallons lang yung water, pinuno. So, yung isang gallon ng water doon na transfer kay 3 gallons. So, therefore, they solve the problem there na kasi ang magagamit lang na gallon doon para makabuo ng 4 gallons of water is si 5 gallons, hindi naman pwedeng si 3 gallons, di ba? So, that is how they solve the problem before maabot yung time. So, a good problem solver class is one who can find a resolution of which the path to the answer is not immediately known. So, yung character doon sa movie is an example of a good problem solver wherein by using that strategy, hindi natin natututunan yun sa school. Tinuro ba kung paano yung pag-transfer ng tubig? For example, na maka-encounter tayo ng problem na ganon. Hindi, okay? So, in the real world class, decision-making and problem-solving are two key areas that one should be good at it in order to survive. So, if you are a good decision maker and a problem solver, so lahat ng ma-encounter mo na problems sa life mo is masusurpass mo yan. So, parang hindi mo siya tatambayan. Sabi nga nila, there are many ways to kill a chicken. So, it's up to you on how you handle the problem and how you find the easiest solution to that problem. Kaya nga, minsan sa mathematics class, kung mapapansin nyo, puro problem solving yung ginagawa dito. Kasi, this is one way to help us to improve our problem solving skills so that we can apply into reality. Okay, so that is just a motivation for today's lesson. So, without so much ado, let's now proceed with our discussion, which is, let us define what is inductive reasoning. So, inductive reasoning, this reasoning uses specific examples to reach a general conclusion of something. So, the conclusion formed by using inductive reasoning is called the conjecture, wherein a conjecture is an idea that may or may not be correct. So, let's have an example in here. So, use inductive reasoning to predict the next number in each of the following list. So, actually, class, kapag inductive reasoning is that from specific to general. So, magbibigay siya ng mga examples, then out of the examples, you create a general conclusion or what we call the conjecture. So, let's have this first example. Let's have the letter A. So, it is a sequence of numbers wherein the first term is 5, then the next term is 10, 15, 20, 25. Then, so what would be the next number in here? So, if we think with so in each successive number in here, class, is 5 units larger than the preceding term, right? So, this term here is 5 units larger than the preceding term, which is 5. So, therefore, we can predict that the next number in the list, so the next number in here is 5 units larger than 25. So, what would be the number that is 5 units larger than 25? So, we can say that it is 30. So, the next number in here is 30, right? So, that is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So, that is our conclusion. That is our generalization. Next is the letter B, which is, we have the sequence of numbers 1, 4, 9, 16, 25. And what would be the next number? So if you will to observe the numbers, these number class are all perfect squares, right? So 1 squared is 1, 2 squared is 4, 3 squared is 9, 4 squared is 16, 5 squared is 25. So we can predict that the next number is 36 because 6 squared is 36. Okay. Yan, 36. Na tayong ink. So that is how inductive reasoning works. We base from specific examples to make general conclusion or make general conjecture in here out of the examples. Okay, let's have another example. So we use inductive reasoning again to make a conjecture out of the following process. So consider the following procedure. So we have 5 procedure here wherein the first one is that we need to pick a number. So any number ang pipiliin natin. Then the second, multiply the number by 10. Then add 8 to the product. Then divide the sum by 2. Then the last one is subtract 4. Yan. So we need to repeat the procedure for several different numbers, then make a conjecture between the relationship of the size of the resulting number and the size of the original number using inductive reasoning. So let's say we pick a number, our original number is 3. So we pick 3. Then sabi dito, multiply daw tayo ng 10 sa napili natin na number, that is 30. Then we add 8 to the product daw, that is 8. 38. Then divide the sum by 2. That will give us 19. Then subtract 4. That will give us 15. Ayan. Okay. So another, let's say 5 times 10, that will give us 50 plus 8, that will give us 58 divided by 2, that is 24. Tama ba? Ay, 29. 29 minus 4, that will give us 25. Okay, next, how about if we choose a negative number? So let's say negative 2 times 10 is negative 20 plus 8 is negative 12 divided by 2, that is negative 6 minus 4, that is negative 10. Okay, so we have now 3 numbers na napili natin. So, sabi doon, we observe daw or make a conjecture between the relationship of the size of the resulting number and the size of the original number. So, what do you think is your observation about the size of the resulting number, which is 15, 25, and negative 10 to the original number? Our original number is, we have the 3, 5, and negative 2. Okay, so what do you think? Ano yung magiging conjecture natin dyan? So we can say that from the original number, it is 5 times. Tama? 5 times the original number, and it gives us the resulting number, tama, which is 3 times 5, that is 15. 5 times 5, that is 25, and negative 2 times 5, that is negative 10. So our conjecture is, it is conjecture that the given procedure produces a number that is 5 times the original number. That is 5n. Okay, we create a parang formula. So 5n, wherein our n is any number. So let's say our n is 3. So 5 times 3, that is 15. 5 times 5, that is 25. And 5 times negative 2, that is negative 10. So that's it. So that is how we actually use the inductive reasoning class to solve problems. So we base from the specific examples given, we follow the procedure given, then we create our conjecture out of the sample. Yan. So that is from specific to general na sinasabi nila for inductive reasoning. We observe by these given examples, then we make our generalization, or what we call the conjecture. Next, let's have the deductive reasoning. So a deductive reasoning is a type of reasoning that uses general procedures and principles to reach a conclusion. Ayan, general procedure naman yung basis natin dito. So it is a process of reaching a general conclusion by applying general assumptions, procedures, or principles. Okay, so from general to specific naman yung deductive reasoning from the word deduce. Okay, so let's have an example in here. So gagamitin ulit natin yung example kanina. So use deductive reasoning to make a conjecture. So again, for deductive reasoning class, we used general procedure and principles to reach our conclusion. Yan. So we use the general procedure. So for this, consider the following procedure. So let's have pick a number, multiply the number by 10, add 8 to the product, divide the sum by 2, and subtract 4. So for our solution, hindi tayo magbibigay ng ano dito, ha? Parang step by step na number, ganyan. So, we let n as our original number. Okay. So, dito, parang magbibigay tayo ng letra na magre-represent as our original number. Kahit anong original number yan. Or kahit anong number na pipiliin natin. Then, we multiply it by 10 daw. So, that is 10 times n, that will give us 10n. Then add 8, so that is 10n plus 8. Then can we combine this? No, kasi may n ito, walang n. So divided by 2, so 10 divided by 2, that will give us 5n, tapos plus 4. Kasi ito class, this is equivalent to 10n over 2 plus 8 over 2. Kaya na-come up tayo ng 5n plus 4. Tapos, subtract daw 4 from the quotient. So, that is 5n plus 4 minus 4. Okay, cancel yan. That will give us 5n. So, in here, we started with n and ended with 5n after following the given procedure. So, this means that the given procedure produces a number that is 5 times the original number. So, dito, general yung ginawa natin dito. So, hindi tayo nagbigay ng mga specific examples para makapag-create tayo ng general conclusion. By following this procedure, and by letting a variable that represents the original number, so we created a conjecture that is 5 times. Okay, we produce by the given procedure, so it produces a number that is 5 times the original number, which is this one. And n is our original number. Okay, so let's have another problem using the deductive reasoning. So we will solve a logic puzzle. So the problem is that ang logic puzzle pa class can be solved using the deductive reasoning, and we use chart which enable us to display the given information in a visual manner, chart or table. So the problem is that each 4 neighbors, Sean, Maria, Sarah, and Brian, has different occupation, wherein the occupation are editor, banker, chef, or dentist. So, from the following clues, determine the occupation of each neighbor. So, magkakapit-bahay silang 4. At aalamin daw natin kung ano yung mga occupation nila. So, first clue is that Maria gets home from work after the banker, but before the dentist. Second, Sarah, who is the last to get home from work, is not the editor. Third, the dentist and Sarah leave for work at the same time. Then, third pala yun, yes. Fourth, the banker lives next door to Brian. So, we create a table muna para mas organized, para malaman natin isa-isa. Siguro initial na lang yung gagamitin ko para magkasya. So, editor, edit na lang, edit. Tapos, banker, chef, tapos dentist. Yan. Dentist. Sige. Kompletuhin na nga natin. Editor. Banker. Yan. Tapos, Sean. Maria. Sarah. And Brian. Okay. So, let's check na kung ano yung sino sa kanila ang editor, banker, chef, and dentist out of the clue. So, from clue 1 class, sabi doon, Maria gets home from work after the banker but before the dentist. Therefore, si Maria is not a banker nor a dentist. So, i-cross natin ang banker tsaka dentist kay Maria. Then, from clue 2, sabi doon, Sarah, who is the last to get home from work, is not the editor. So, cross natin ang editor kay Sarah. And from clue 1 class, sabi doon, the banker, sabi doon, Maria gets home from work after the banker but before the dentist. So, from clue 1, the banker is not the last to get home. Tama? Kasi Maria gets home from work after the banker. So, pagkatapos ni banker, na makauwi, si Maria naman ang sumunod. So, the banker is not the last to get home. And from clue 2, Sarah is not the last to get home. Sabi doon, Sarah, who is the last to get home from work. So, si banker, hindi siya ang last na umuwi. Tapos, si Sarah naman ay siya ang last na umuwi. Therefore, si Sarah ay hindi rin siya banker. Okay. Next tayo. Sa 3 naman, the dentist and Sarah leaves for work at the same time. So, kasabay ni Sarah si dentist na umaalis. Papuntang work. Leaves for work, yes. So, si Sarah ay hindi rin siya dentist. So, ano na lang ang naiwan sa row kay Sarah? Ang yung chef. Therefore, si Sarah ay chef. Then, we cross out this one. Kasi meron na tayong chef. So, si Maria ay editor. Yan. Kasi puro cross na yan. So, i-cross din natin yung editor kay Sean at saka kay Brian. Okay. Tapos, from 4, the banker lives next door to Brian. So, si Brian ay hindi siya banker. So, ano si Brian? Siya ay dentist. So, we cross dentist. And for Sean, yan. Siya na lang yung naiwan. So, si Sean ay banker. Therefore, so out of the given clues, general clues yan, we come up with specific. Yan, na-specify natin kung ano yung mga work ng 4 neighbor. Which is si Sean ay banker, si Maria ay editor, si Sarah ay chef, and si Brian ay, dentist. So, dito class, kailangan mo talaga ng parang you need to analyze all the given clues, tapos pag connectin mo, tapos i-apply mo kung may connection ba sa previous na unang clue, yung next na clue, ganon. So, that is how we use for deductive reasoning. So, yan. Okay, next let's have the counter example. So, a statement is a true statement class provided that it is true in all cases. If you can find one case for which a statement is not true kahit isa lang, wherein that one case will make the statement not true is what we call the counter example, then the statement is a false statement. So we can say that a statement is true statement if it is true in all cases. Pero kapag may kahit isa lang na magmamali sa statement na yun, then the statement is a false statement. Okay, so let's have an example for the counter example. So we verify that each of the following statements is a false statement by finding a counter example. So hanap tayo ng isang number na magmamali that will make the statement as a false statement. So let's have the first example, which is x over x is equal to 1. So, do you think there is a number that makes the first example or first statement as a false statement? So, and let's say if our x is 1, so that is 1 divided by 1, that will give us 1. If it is 2, 2 divided by 2, that will give us 1. If it is negative 1, always 1 pa rin. So, ano kaya? Can you think? Okay, if your answer class is 0, then you are correct. So, if our x is 0 in here, that will give us 0 divided 0 is not equal to 1. So, 0 divided by 0 is not equal to 1. So, therefore, this implies that x over x equals 1 is not true for all x. So, hindi siya true sa lahat ng value ng x kasi this can make as a false statement if our x is equal to 0. So, we find the counter example in here wherein x is equal to 0. Next, the square root of x squared plus 4 is equal to x plus 2 daw. So, if our x is 0 in here, so 0 squared plus 4, that is 0 plus 2. So, the square root of 4 is 2. Okay, tama yan. How about if our x is 1? So, 1 squared plus 4 is equal to 1 plus 2. So, that will give us square root of 5. Okay, square root of 5 is not equal to 3. Therefore, this implies that the square root of x squared plus 4 equals x plus 2 is a false statement. Because we found a counter example, which is the value of x is equal to 1. So, if the value of x is equal to 1, then this statement is a false statement. So, that's how we find counter example out of the given statement. That's all for today's lesson about the inductive and deductive reasoning and also the counter example. So I hope you've learned something today about our lesson. Thank you for watching and God bless everyone. Bye-bye.